Same shit that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147. I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch. Watch.
With Canelo versus Crawford right around the corner, the tension keeps building. At the last press conference, things got heated when Canelo and Crawford were caught exchanging racial slurs. It all began when Canelo was questioned about their previous face-off.
I didn't. He did before. He tried to welcome me back, and it just was my reaction. That's it. I think he don't did them because he really wanted to do. I think Turki Al-Ashi told him, you need to do something. And he did. He did. And now...
After the press conference, Crawford said he was just laughing at Canelo's wild behavior and admitted he enjoys all the drama.
I laughed at it, as you can see. You know, I love things like that. You know, it excites me. I'm more motivated than ever now.
At the last press conference, Terence Crawford spoke about Canelo Alvarez shoving him during the face-off. He made it clear the push didn't scare him at all and had no impact on the game plan he's bringing into the fight.
Nothing, you know what I mean? Like, that little push didn't do nothing, as you can see. But come fight time, we're not going to be pushing, we're going to be punching, so it doesn't even matter.
At this press conference, things got even more intense with a heated face-off and deadly stare-down. New boxing promoter Dana White, best known for his role with the UFC, had to step in and break it up. This isn't just another fight. It's a once-in-a-lifetime clash between two men sharing the same ring. Both have conquered multiple weight classes, collected countless titles, and silenced critics along the way. Reflecting on his bout with Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo Alvarez said that Saunders' behavior before their fight made him so angry, he stepped into the ring more aggressive than ever. By bringing this up, Canelo hinted he might approach his fight with Crawford the same way.
For Bud Crawford, you know, a lot of MMA fans, UFC fans, may not have ever seen you fight before, and they might tune in because Dana and the UFC are involved. So what has it been like maybe introducing yourself to a lot of MMA fans?
Crawford made some comments that didn't sit well with Canelo Alvarez, especially when he said he doesn't care about living up to other people's standards. According to Canelo, it sounded like Crawford had a point to prove or someone specific he was addressing during the press conference.
A little bit more personal because, you know, I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore because he say, I'm not gonna do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turki Al-Ashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to like he welcome me back, and that's why I pushed him. And you know, like I say, don't fuck with me.
Does it bring a different Canelo then?
Yeah, it's different.
At the press conference, Canelo made a strong claim, telling the media that the nose injury from the last fight may have come from Turkey advising Crawford to pressure him. He then warned Crawford that if he tried to mess with him again, it could be the end of his career.
Before, I respect his word because he say, oh, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do. And he did. So, but you know me. Just, I respect everybody, but if you me, so it's gonna be different. You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
We know that Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford got into a heated argument. During it, Crawford said he felt nervous because of rumors circulating in Canelo's camp. He explained that he stepped up in front of Canelo to show he wasn't afraid and to hint that he was already planning his strategy for the fight. Canelo later responded, saying he never acted that way himself, referring to what Prophet's uncle had mentioned.
Somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit.
Hey, I never say that. Your uncle say that, not me.
Even though he keeps repeating it, Crawford insists he fears no one. At their last press conference, he told everyone he wasn't intimidated by Canelo, who is naturally a big fighter. Canelo will soon see that for himself in the ring.
Scared of and you're gonna find that out. As you've seen, the last press conference.
We'll see.
When I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well.
On one side is Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican superstar and current undisputed super middleweight champion. With 63 wins, 2 losses, and 39 knockouts, he has faced some of the best in boxing, including Gennady Golovkin, Caleb Plant, Sergey Kovalev, and Miguel Cotto. While both fighters and fans have been hyping up how huge this fight is, Canelo has stayed focused and kept his composure. He was a bit nervous at first, but now he fully understands that today is a major moment for him.
I did the presser yesterday and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Buzz, but now I'm back with Canelo. So we'll see.
Canelo's an all-time great. He's an incredible fighter. And look, I actually think this is a bad fight for him because...
Eddie Hearn says he leans slightly toward Canelo, but he also set up a scenario where neither fighter will have it easy. He knows Crawford's unique style, combined with his quick reflexes, smooth footwork, and constant adjustments, could turn the ring into a challenging puzzle and force Canelo to keep up.
He'll engage a lot more than Skull, but he will be looking to do all the things where people have had success, which is use movement. Look at what Bivol did. Bivol had the perfect game plan. He boxed off the back foot, then he attacked, then he moved, then he, all that kind of stuff. And I think Crawford will be looking to do exactly the same.
Hearn also mentioned that Crawford views this fight as more than just a way to earn money or win another title. That's not his main focus. Crawford sees it as his chance to move beyond being a technical expert and become a true legend in boxing history. According to Hearn, Crawford isn't chasing power. He wants to leave a lasting mark.
It's a fight that's probably quite personal to him to prove himself as a great. And there is no doubt that if he wins this fight, he's a great. I mean, he's a pound for pound tremendous fighter, but...
As the obvious challenge, the size difference had to be addressed. Crawford, at 147 pounds, is a welterweight, while Canelo is a 168-pound champion. The weight gap was clear, but Crawford kept calling out Canelo's name. Interestingly, Canelo didn't shut him down completely. He left the door open, showing he would take things seriously if the fight actually came together.
47, obviously 154 now, but the money's the money, and he was never going to turn it down.
Over his career, Canelo has risen from a young prospect to one of the biggest pay-per-view stars in sports today. He has fought and defeated champions across 4 different weight classes, building his own kingdom inside and outside the ring. Known for his steel chin, punishing body shots, and precise power punches, Canelo remains a dominant force. At the press conference, he appeared calm and confident, discussing his preparations with Dana White and the event organizers. He emphasized that he doesn't see UFC and boxing as competitors, saying, "I respect Dana White and every UFC fighter. I believe working together can create something great. I'm excited to collaborate with Dana, Netflix, and everyone involved in this fight." Canelo also noted that Crawford presents a different challenge for everyone. Antonio Tarver commented on Crawford's mindset, describing it as fearless and commanding, the kind of presence that defines great champions.
I've been telling y'all for the longest, that boy got that energy. And you know what energy I'm talking about. What is that? Tarver energy.
Yes, sir.
Tarver. He got that.
Yes,
and so
sir.
you know, when you get that, we don't see nobody, bro.
Tarver also shared a tougher critique of Canelo Alvarez. While he admitted Canelo is a strong fighter, he noted that the Mexican star hasn't faced a major challenge recently, and his ring movement hasn't been as sharp. Tarver warned that getting too comfortable can hurt even the best defenders, and now Canelo faces a formidable opponent in Crawford. He pointed out that Canelo's footwork hasn't been at its best, and he hasn't been a real threat for some time, emphasizing that fighters need to dig deep to prepare for Crawford. Crawford, with an undefeated record of 41-0 and 30 knockouts, is a switch-hitting puzzle no opponent has solved yet. Since moving up to 140 pounds, he hasn't faced anyone else, but he dominated the 147-pound division by shocking the world with a win over Errol Spence Jr. and recently captured a world title at 150 pounds. Now moving up again to face the dangerous Canelo at 168 pounds is a bold move, one that few fighters have the skill or courage to attempt. Frank Martin shared his thoughts on how William Skoglund and Terence Crawford would approach fighting Canelo Alvarez. Skoglund had changed his style to be more cautious after Canelo's last fight, which Martin felt was overly defensive. He doesn't expect Crawford to follow the same approach. "I don't think Terence will run from Canelo like that," Martin said. "He'll box, take some shots, and fight in bursts." While Crawford may not match Canelo's power due to the size difference, Martin pointed out that Crawford has advantages like speed that can make a big difference. He even suggested that Crawford's quickness could give him a strong chance to beat Canelo.
Bigger than him and
fast. Sometimes, man, like just because a guy bigger, it don't always mean like, you know, he can crack, but you know, it's like Terence he gonna be the faster, you know, he gonna be the quicker fighter, the more explosive fighter too, I feel like.
He discussed the challenges smaller fighters face when going up against bigger opponents, making a strong case for how speed can give lighter, faster fighters an edge over taller, heavier ones. His points were logical and clear, showing why quickness matters, whether the fighters are evenly matched or physically unequal. Bigger fighters are often slower, and a smaller boxer needs to avoid getting hit, especially if they rely on their punching power. In Crawford's case, this fight could redefine greatness. If he beats Canelo, who is bigger and has proven he can adapt to any style, Crawford would become the first fighter in the four-belt era to hold undisputed titles in 3 weight classes, something never achieved before. This is historic, beyond Mayweather, Pacquiao, or Roy Jones Jr. Meanwhile, some of Canelo's past opponents, including Floyd Mayweather Jr., who delivered one of Canelo's worst defeats in 2013, are still notable today. Back then, a younger Canelo was not only beaten but thoroughly outclassed by Mayweather in a dominant performance.
You could take a guy like Canelo, this guy can he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Even though the weight difference could play a role, neither side has a clear physical advantage, which is why both fighters remain so confident. Brian B.C. McIntyre, Crawford's trainer, matched that confidence not with aggression but with calm assurance, showing he already trusted their plan even while keeping the details secret. He wasn't focused on putting on a show for cameras or hype. His attention was on the hard work behind the scenes, the discipline, and the trust built over years, all aimed at securing a win. "We're just going to get out there and win," he said. "Do everything you can to help us win. I won't reveal the game plan, but we're confident." Interestingly, Crawford has a higher knockout rate at 73% compared to Canelo's 63.9%, which is impressive considering Crawford spent most of his career in lighter weight classes. Meanwhile, Oscar de la Hoya has been outspoken, criticizing the fight setup, the promotion teams, and even the events surrounding Canelo. Crawford and Turkey attended the event, but Oscar de la Hoya expressed his frustration about the fight. He said he didn't like how friendly the fighters were acting toward each other, claiming it took the edge out of boxing. According to de la Hoya, fans don't tune in to see mutual admiration. They want the intensity, tension, and raw energy that make fights feel like a battle about to explode. He added that the atmosphere leading up to today's fight is similar to that of legendary clashes in the past, noting that intense rivalries like Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier or Mike Tyson versus Mitch Green wouldn't have worked if the fighters had been seen interacting peacefully beforehand.
Can you imagine Muhammad Ali or like Joe Frazier having dinner together? What? Can you imagine Mike Tyson and Mitch Green before a brawl? What the No boxing fan wants to see two fighters having dinner together.
We could have a dinner on Wednesday.
He emphasized it again. Boxing's real excitement comes from the build-up. The tension and mental stakes make every round feel like life or death. When the promotion feels forced or too polished, the story loses its spark. Fans want real fights, genuine intensity, and the sense that a true war is about to begin, not champagne and caviar staged for show. Oscar also spoke personally about Canelo's past, referencing the tainted supplement scandal that led to a failed drug test, something that has haunted him for years. He warned that telling the truth about Canelo's missteps can really provoke him. But it's not just about facts, this is about legacy. Crawford enters the fight as a two-time undisputed champion, still seeking the challenge that pushes him to greatness. Meanwhile, Canelo has ruled for so long that staying on top means defeating anyone who could take his crown. British boxing journalist Gareth A. Davies added his perspective, giving Crawford a sharp reminder of what he's facing, making it clear that this fight could get brutally intense.
Right, for both men. Canelo always looks for the knockout, as he says. He will be planting his feet. And as I said to Terence, are you prepared to be hit harder than you've ever been hit before? Obviously, he doesn't want to be hit, but Canelo will hit him harder than anyone he's probably been in against. So Spence hits hard, but it wasn't the same Errol Spence that he fought. And he's up against one of the all-time greats of Mexican boxing on September the 13th at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. It's a really big fight for him. It's a legacy fight because his resume isn't anything like Saul Canelo Alvarez's legacy.
Davies makes it clear, Canelo isn't going to fight politely. He's going for damage. He starts strong, plants his feet, and attacks with the mission of a knockout. Crawford has never faced punches like the ones Canelo will bring. This fight will test more than skill. It's about toughness, heart, and sheer will. Every clean hit could change everything. Davies asks the critical question, is Crawford ready for that level of fire? He's faced hard hitters like Errol Spence Jr., but on September 13th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, he'll take on one of Mexico's greatest fighters. Crawford's record doesn't compare to Canelo's, making this a fight rich in history, pride, and emotion. With each press conference, quote, and stare down, the intensity keeps rising. One thing is certain, the tension will be immense. Whether through calm strategy or full-on pressure, all eyes will be on Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford when they finally step into the ring. History will side with one of them. If this recap got you fired up, hit like, subscribe for more fight analysis, and share your predictions in the comments. Will Crawford shake Canelo, or will the Mexican star silence all doubts? The stakes have never been higher.